I'm Ride, your Chief Espresso Officer, and today I'm going to take you all the way to the other side of the world to tell you the story of a farmer located in Honduras and how his coffee farm is his family's heritage and his livelihood. Honduras isn't a coffee that we've had in before, so it's super exciting that we get a coffee that's not only high specialty grade coffee, but we also have the complete backstory of the farmer and his family, Nelson Souza. For those of you who don't know that much about Honduras coffee, it's a country in Central America, located just above Nicaragua and besides Guatemala and El Salvadore. But impressively, even though the country isn't that large, it produces 420 million kilos of coffee each year, making it the largest producer of coffee in Central America, more than Guatemala, and 7th overall coffee producer in the world. Honduras is a beautiful mountainous jungle region bordered by both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. And the mountains are called cloud forests because they spend most of their years covered completely in mist. And some of these mountains can grow up to about 3,000 meters, which is perfect. And the climate itself is perfect for growing these strictly hard beans, which give those complex sugars and that sugary sweetness to every coffee. Commercial coffee in Honduras didn't really start or take off until about 60 years ago, in the 1960s. And this is because transportation from the mountains down to the ports was really limited. The country was mostly known for its banana crops, but that all changed in the 1970s when they passed 2 laws to help incentivize the microlot farmers, so they could create some cooperatives and subdivide the plots to make more money for the farmers themselves and for their export. So let's tell you all about Nelson Souza. And this particular farm is called Finca Cerro Bonito. He owns multiple ones, and they were all started by his grandfather and then handed down to his father and then taken over by Nelson in 2012. So Nelson and his wife and his 4 boys all help out on the farm because this will become their heritage, as 90% of the income relies on the sales of coffee to people like yourself. Finca Cerro Bonito is a small farm. It's about 2.8 hectares, but impressively, it produces 120 quintals of dry parchment coffee every year, which is the equivalent of about 5.5 metric tons. Massive! The farm's altitude is 1,550 meters above sea level in an area called Las Aradas and San Geronimo. And the altitude of the coffee means the coffee cherries can develop a lot more slowly, giving them that natural, sugary, complex flavor. So what Nelson does is he handpicks all the cherries first, then lays them out on dry raised beds after washing them in what's called a solar dryer. And a solar dryer allows the cherries to dry a lot more quickly if you left them on raised beds out in that humid weather outside. All of Nelson's processes are organic methods, meaning no pesticides or chemical fertilizers. And Nelson actually sits as the vice president on the board of Coaprical, which is a cooperative designed to raise the prices of coffee for the farmers and its members, and also to raise awareness about the organic fair trade methods used in the processing. This particular variety is called Catimore, and it was actually originated in Portugal. It's a man-made cultivated coffee, but they brought it to Honduras in about the late 1960s, and it's more leaf rust resistant, which is great for the crops. And another thing that's really great about it is that it's a high yielding tree, which means that you can grow a lot more coffee per tree, and allowing Nelson to grow more coffee on his 2.8 hectare farm. One thing that I'm definitely noticing just holding it here is how the smell of hazelnuts is coming through. So let's get to the tasting and see how it tastes in both the milk and the black coffees. The fragrance of the grounds is really rich as well. There's like a black tea sort of smell to it there. It's gonna taste great. Look, I don't think that the flavors are quite there for it to be solely a black coffee. It's too green tasting. It might be because the coffee's a little bit fresh still, and maybe I'll need to play around with it more, but I would say that this has quite a high acidity, so I think it's coming through. It's quite intense but green flavored. It's not my favorite, that's for sure, as a black coffee, but let's try it as a milk and see how it goes. Oh, amazing. The milk highlights all of those caramelly sweet flavors. I think this is a milk drink. This is definitely a milk-based coffee, for sure. I mean, some people will like it as a black, but it's quite vegetative. And I think when you add the milk, that high acidity really balances it out. Oh, it's good. Delicious. So, a quick recap on this astonishing coffee from Nelson Sousa. It's grown in Las Aradas, San Geronimo, at 1,550 meters above sea level, and it's a Catimore variety with a washed process, meaning that you're gonna get those crisp, clean, balanced flavors. And in the milk coffees, you're gonna experience a thick, syrupy mouthfeel and flavors of toffee or caramel, like our Caramello blend. So I urge you to jump on board and buy some of these beautiful beans from Nelson Sousa and his family, and try them, take them home and use them on your brewer. We only have them for this month or until they run out, so if you want some, jump online and grab some now. I'm Ryan, your Chief Espresso Officer. Enjoy your brew.